So it's fair to say, right here, right now, that the Germans, BMW, have absolutely destroyed Ducati. Righto, tally-o there champs, and as you can see I'm out here on the German sausage. And talking about sausages, there has been a big sausage measuring competition between the Germans and the Italians. Yes, the Germans and Italians are flopping out their sausages and seeing who's got the bigger one. First it was the Italians flopping out their big salami, beating the Germans around the head with it and saying, woof, here we go, MultiStrada V4 RS, 230 kilos and has 180 horsepower. I mean, that is just crazy. It has a Desmo Sedici motor. Wow. Now I had a Ducati Street Fighter and now I've got this German sausage, and I don't care, BMW, Ducati, whatever. I'll just get the bike I like. And I've got to say, putting a Desmo Sedici Stradale into like an adventure bike is just nuts. It's crazy. That is one of the best motors you're ever going to have. Believe you me, that Ducati V4 is going to go down as one of the most legendary motors out there. I mean, it is special. And if you ever get the chance to ride one of these V4s, any of the V4s, whether it's the Aprilia or the Ducati, make sure you do so because they are amazing. But then, the Germans, wow, hold my beer Italians, they flopped out their sausage and it turns out their sausage is bigger. It only weighs 220 kilos with the competition pack. It is the M1000 XR, woof, 201 horsepower, 220 kilos. Wow, really got their big donger out and smacked it over the Italian's head. And I don't see Ducati humbled much, but they're humbled this time, all right? Now, to add insult to that Ducati's wound, it is $15,000 cheaper than the V4 RS. That is about £7,000 less, or around $8,000 US less, the M1000 XR. That is crazy, $15,000. Now, hey, I gotta say, Desmo Sedici, one of the best motors out there. That thing is gonna be amazing, that Ducati, but wow, $15,000, are you kidding me? For a bike that's heavier and has less power? You would have to have something wrong with you to buy that motorbike. So it's fair to say, right here, right now, that the Germans, BMW, have absolutely destroyed Ducati. Just killed them at their own game. More horsepower, less weight. It actually looks better too, if you ask me. And you might say they're not the same thing. They are the same thing. They're both 17-inch wheel, crossover, sort of touring, adventure sort of bikes, more sports touring. But man, $15,000 more for the Ducati. Less horsepower, more weight. That is nuts. So I think we're entering a strange world. I mean, I haven't seen Ducati humbled on horsepower and weight for a very long time. If not, I can't remember it at all. And yeah, they're both amazing bikes, right? Both of them are stunning bikes. They're going to be like the fastest crossover adventure touring sort of thing out there. They're just going to be so amazing. But, you know, I can't argue for the Ducati here. If they were the same price, I could say, okay, I could make an argument for the Ducati. You know, the V4 is something special, especially a Desmo Stradale, Desmo Sedici, should I say. But I can't argue when it's $15,000 more. Why? Why $15,000 more? It just makes no sense. And it used to be, back in the day, you'd say, you want a reliable bike? Well, you know, buy a Japanese bikes. Now, they're all reliable. Maybe with the exception of KTM, hey, KTM don't sue me, but you know what I mean, they're all pretty reliable. It used to be, you want a sports bike, you go buy a Ducati or one of the fast inline 4s, the Japanese bikes, you know. But now, the S1000RR, it's one of the best sports bikes you can get, right? And it's cheaper, so it's cheaper than a Panigale and just as fast. And then, it used to be, you want a big adventure bike, well, you get the Big Daddy here, you get the GS, but now MultiStrada, you know, the SAS and the Tiger 1200, in some ways they are all better than the GS. Well, definitely faster and more sporty and all that sort of stuff. So it is a strange world we're entering here, where all those old rules, you don't follow them anymore. You just get whatever's, you know, best for you. And I ain't paying $15,000, as special as that Desmo Sedici is. And believe me, that motor is better. All right, it might have 20 horsepower less, But a V4 is something special. If you get a chance to ride a V4, make sure you do. Go ride an Aprilia RS V4 or Tuono V4 or one of the Ducati V4s. Go and ride one. It's better than an inline 4. Like, it just is. But there's no way I'm paying $50,000 for a bike that, you know, weighs more and has less power, V4 or not. I mean, I had the Street Fighter, so I've done my V4 thing, and I would just rather have the M1000 XR. Ooh, with carbon wheels. Imagine that, carbon wheels on a sports tourer. And these things are made for both of them, the RS and the X1000, or sorry, S1000 and 1000 XR. They're made for touring, right? You can put luggage on them, you can put a pillion on them, both of them. Amazing. You know, 180, 200 horsepower bikes, chuck some luggage on it, chuck a pillion on. Wow, we are entering a world where the lines between, you know, sports and touring and adventure are just all blurred now. I mean, such performance in a touring bike is just unheard of. I mean, 200 horsepower is just crossing that threshold of absolute craziness, and I really want to ride it. I want to ride both, but I can tell you now, they're not going to have demos of the RS. No one's going to have demos of those when they cost $55,000 in Australia. They will have demos of the M1000, or at least the S1000 XR, which is 170 horsepower to be fair. I mean, 10 horsepower down on the Ducati, but it's lighter. I mean, and that's even cheaper, right? That might be even $17,000 cheaper than the RS. And one thing too, when Ducati do a collaboration with Lamborghini, you know, that makes sense to me. That's awesome, right? That's good for both parties. But Ducati's sort of using Audi livery. Audi! They're like a third-rate German car manufacturer. Now, I've got to say, Audis actually make better cars than Mercedes and BMW, but they're not fucking Mercedes and BMW, right? They are the third-tier German maker, and you're associating that with Ducati? I mean, I know they own Ducati, but come on, who is that benefiting? It's not benefiting Ducati. No one's going, oh, the Audi livery on a Ducati. Everybody's saying, wow. You know, the Audi owners are going, oh, look, there's an Audi RS Ducati version. Oh, how sexy is Audi now? No, Audi is not sexy. Lamborghini, Ducati belong together. Audi, Ducati, no. But then again, when you think about it, Ducati were the sports bike company. Now they are the adventure bike company, because their best two selling bikes are the Desert X and the MultiStrada. So that's what I mean. It's such a crazy world. But anyway, they're my thoughts. Yes, the Germans flopped out their big sausage, smacked the Italians on the head and said, hey, hold my beer. Why me dominate you? Yeah, it's just a better bike.